Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Schwab. Schwab with a vengeance.
Very good.
Do we have anything to talk about before we actually jump into the episode? I don't feel like there is.
Do we have anything to talk about? I don't think so.
Do we have anything
Hashtag
to talk
Charmed sucked this week.
I don't know what you're talking about, Phelan. All right, so we did season 3, episode 5. You do you.
Mm-hmm.
Y-E-W. Do you. And this time I got the tree pun. 5 episodes in, they've had 2 tree pun based titles. They're like, we're gonna do something a little different than old Charmed. We're not just gonna put witch or charmed in the titles anymore. It's we're gonna focus on this tree based thing.
Yeah, this episode didn't have anything to do with the tree, though. Dumb.
Yeah, they used it as part of the potion at the end or something.
Or did they? Did they chop the tree up?
Well, it is a different tree. It was a yew tree, which was different.
Yeah, not their magic tree.
They made like a tree in blue? Is that anything?
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Your ass is grass, and I'm gonna smoke it!
Alright, Phelan, let's jump into this episode.
Sure.
The very first scene, there's a convenience store. There's a guy named Jason in a beanie. And he's going inside to get some snacks. He leaves his girlfriend in the car when someone knocks on the window.
He's going to convenience store. That was the name of it.
Oh, okay. He's going to convenience store. And while he's away, someone knocks on the window of the car. Some sort of Robin Hood looking demon is there. Casts a spell on the girl and hits her with red eyes. Jason in a beanie comes out and she mows him down. Thus we have the art origin of CarWoman.
Whoa.
Dun dun dun. They definitely listen to our podcast, Phelan. They put CarWoman in here for us.
Lady CarWoman, pedal at your feet. Wonder who you've got in the front seat. Who pumps the gasoline when your tank's empty? Did you think they'd fill up your tank for free? Friday night arrives and you're a nutcase. Sunday morning another hit and run. Monday morning driving in the wrong lane. See how they run.
I don't like this all-female reboot of CarMan. I'm gonna boycott this, actually.
CarWoman, it's always CarMan, not CarWoman. I hate this female agenda. First they took Potato Head, but they will not take our CarMan.
CarWoman's much more violent than CarMan. I mean, this is like that gritty reboot. It's like, you know, like Superman killing a bunch of people in buildings. Now she's just like, I run people over. They're in my way.
Zack Snyder's CarWoman.
Yeah. Any of the moments of joy have been removed and replaced with grit.
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Well, from the super gritty intro, we get dance time with Maggie.
Stop trying to make Maggie a thing show.
She'll never be a thing.
I guess we're supposed to be fooled into thinking Maggie's cool. I don't know.
You know what? I liked the dance time with Maggie segments in this, but I don't know why they happened.
Because she's cool, apparently.
I mean, okay, I've been talking this whole time about how I hate just seeing scenes of people throwing dialogue at each other, but nothing's actually happening. just a lot of talky scenes. So I've been wanting them to show them have things in their life. But I feel like in this episode, they presented that she's so busy trying to figure out like what research topic she wants to do in her classes and all this stuff. And yet they keep cutting to her in this dance class or just dancing by herself.
Yeah. Which, like, I don't know. I guess maybe later she can use it all by herself because once again, the charmed ones get given a bunch of stuff.
Was this at Safe Space? Did they establish where this was?
No, that would be the only way it would really make sense later.
I guess. It seemed like they could just use whatever in Safe Space at any time anyway.
Yeah. So. It would be nice if, I don't know, any of them doing things outside of, you know, their work as charmed ones or whatnot, like, had anything to do with anything. Not just random scenes of her dancing. Like,
it's like they got the one thing for everyone, and that's what all of their scenes outside of the magic stuff is going to be.
Yeah, but it just has
like
nothing to do with anything. Like, other than her saying that's how she deals with stuff. It's like, yeah, cool, thanks.
Oh, she said she deals with stuff through her dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that part, I guess.
That's how her, you know, amazing paper at the end where she goes, people are different and they deal with things differently because they are different. Hashtag people are different. Oh, thank you, Maggie. You really gave me some food for thought there.
I guess that's kind of a through line through the episode then. She's dealing with trauma and then her research, and it all ties together for her, I suppose.
Trauma in this episode, though. Just dancing.
Yeah, I guess it's just like a recurring thing for her now, because she had the panic attack before, and now she's just dealing.
Yeah, I guess she was stressed because, I don't know, Mel needed the bathroom for another minute or two before her. So she had to go dance.
They've dealt with some shit. They lost their mom. They had
that's forever ago.
With,
we're so
Parker
over
guitar.
her.
They had to deal with Parker guitar, and he had an Insta, and
she goes, wait a sec, I remembered I am upset about Parker, even though I went and condescended at him and said, basically it's your fault that you're in jail, and we're helping your evil sister.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, like I said before, like, there's different triggers, so I don't necessarily, like, think the fact that she's dealing with trauma is that big of a deal. It's not that weird, but, like, again, like, it feels like not that rounded, the stuff that they're doing. It feels like they give them one thing. She has trauma, that is the thing this season for her, and then, like, Mel has trans issues book is her thing. And then Macy, I guess her thing now is going to be safe space.
I don't feel like this is a coherent story. It's just like they bring these things up when they want to and then don't address them for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Like, it's not compelling. I'm not like, wow, look at how she's dealing with things. It's just like, randomly, now she dances.
Yeah, it just feels kind of lukewarm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she'll have a panic attack, and then she'll go and then think of Jordan and then calm down and then, like, have her inspirational set to some spunky music.
Yeah.
I've made it.
Is this what we're going to get now instead? Like, oh, she's upset by something, so she goes to the dance studio. It's like, wow.
Maybe.
You know what everyone needs is just to have private access to a dance studio all the time. Like perfect Maggie.
I feel like this, along with the singing, is because of Sara Jeffery. I think they just added that because that's in her repertoire, and they're like, why aren't we utilizing this? But they're not using it in any sort of interesting way.
They could have made it make sense, at least, if they wanted to introduce it.
Yeah, it did kind of seem out of nowhere, which was pretty funny to me. I was like, what? We're doing dance time now? Meanwhile, Macy and Harry are in the attic with a big poster board with strings and pictures, trying to decipher that tablet from last week.
Yeah, the magic Rosetta Stone or whatever.
The Macy and Harry scenes are getting real boring.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, Boy, I wish I could touch you. Yeah, but we can't because of the you can't touch this thing. Yeah, dumb tree.
It's been like this since the evolution of season 2, basically, like morphing them from the best characters into the most like boring characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I would like to see them in a happy relationship. It's good that they're not, like, having pointless fighting drama at the moment, like stupid insert Abigail, who, again, was absent, which was very good.
Another bonus. Yeah, they just need to have some life to their relationship, at least. Like, actually seem like they're happy.
And they can do that without touching. Like, why do they not, like... Maybe the show needs to take a lesson from last week in that there are more things to physicality in a relationship.
Mm.
They just kind of talk about boring stuff. Like, why aren't they doing anything together other than like, did you find something out about this? Wow, great job, Harry. I'd kiss you if I could. Ha ha ha. Half-hearted smile.
Yeah. Have at least some enthusiasm for seeing each other.
I liked both of these characters at one point.
Honestly, too, like, if they didn't mention it, you would almost forget they couldn't touch each other in this episode, because they're, like, all huddled around in the kitchen at one point, because Mel calls them all down to look at some video she found on her phone of people getting injured horribly. This is great. I got an app of people who get injured horribly videos.
I got an app of snuff films.
Yeah.
Cool, huh?
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you found a new interest, Mel.
I love she's just like, whoa, guys, come down here. Whoa, check this out.
Just what she's into. Like, I think maybe like she's hiding her anger issues now, and it's bottling into now I need to view people get injured and killed.
I loved seeing that white man mowed down. Kill Whitey.
Bet it smelled like Doritos all over that crime scene and beer. White privilege.
Kill Whitey!
It's okay. A lot of my friends are white guys. All right. Boring Harry and Macy. Harry has been Googling prehistoric drawings. That's where he's at right now. I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna Google prehistoric drawings and see if anything comes up.
Like, I found that a meteor hit Earth and the dinosaurs might still exist in a parallel dimension, Macy. But what if they found a way back? Super Mario Brothers.
Charmed Super Mario Brothers still managed to make it boring. I don't know how they managed to do that.
Hey, Macy, are you gonna vote for Koopa?
I just feel like Koopa's not making a difference in the world. So what I'm gonna do is run against him.
I think I need to turn on some orange lights for this.
Wow, I love you so much right now, Macy. I wish that I could touch you, but I can't. That's really a bummer, huh?
Harry, cuz can't touch this. Da, na, na, na. Na, na. Na, na.
Harry, I wish I could bone you, but I can't. But as soon as we can touch each other, we're going to Bone Town.
Whoa, this relationship is mild.
I don't know why it's Jurassic Park, but it just felt fitting.
Well, it started on a prehistoric thing, so sure.
Yeah. Prehistoric birds.
Prehistoric birds.
All right, he's looking at prehistoric drawings, and he just happened to find one from Norway, and the drawing looks like a Chupa Alma to him. Sure, why not? This could have been nothing.
Yeah, and it was the end.
But at that very moment, Mel's like, "Come down here, everyone!
Watch my snuff films! Snuff films!"
This was a particularly good episode for, like, viral videos and technology. Like, we get it, kids.
Yeah.
Real stupid. She's like, "Hey, I found this viral video on Dirt Dash, or Dirt Dish? Was it called Dirt Dash or Dirt Dish? I don't know if I typoed it or if it was...
I
Dirt Devil.
think Dirt Dish.
The Double D. She found it on the Double D. It's an app where every dance video is posted and also weird news. They're very specific about what kind of content they have on this.
Apparently, yeah. Dancing and grievous injuries.
Like, it's a very specific niche to have. They didn't establish at all until, like, way later in the episode that this guy lived after being hit by the car, so it looked like they were just watching snuff films.
Yeah, because, like, CarWoman plows him the fuck down. Like, you don't think that guy lived through this from what you saw at the beginning.
No. And then Maggie is such a bitch in this scene. She looks at this and she's like, man, this is cold, but I can't say I've never wanted to run over some boyfriends.
Of course.
This is the year of me.
And we all deal differently. Some of us run people over.
Some people run over their boyfriends to cope.
It's just how I do it. Don't judge.
The one thing that seems noteworthy about this video, other than, like, that doesn't make it seem like they're just like, ha ha ha, guy got run over, whoa, is that at the end of it, CarWoman is chanting something. She's chanting whatever the demon guy chanted at her at the beginning.
Who notices that? Was it Macy?
No, I think at the begin, or when they were watching the video, you can see her, like, it just focuses on her afterwards, wandering around chanting.
Yeah.
Who was filming this, too? Who had their phone out filming this before it happened?
Yeah.
How did they know this was going to happen?
Like, whoa, this guy's walking back to his car. I gotta get this.
And then, like, the woman disappears and no one found her. Did he not see, or he or she or whoever was filming, like, did they not see her wandering into the woods at the end? Like, no one could find her?
Yeah, that was weak.
Wouldn't you, like, keep the phone on her if you were at a crime scene and you're like, hey, she's leaving the scene of the crime?
Yeah, like, apparently the investigation was, I don't know, let's do nothing. It's like, where's the one who ran him over? Is she still in the car? No. Oh, guess we'll never find her.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the scenario here? So this person's filming this car at a gas station in the middle of the night for, I'm sure, not pervy reasons. And then they see this happen and they're like, shit, I gotta upload this to Dirt Dash or whatever. Yeah. And then they do that. And then the police are like, hey, so we have this ultra viral video of this crime. Where did this woman go? And they're like, I don't know, man, she wandered off and I just kept filming over here. When she stopped chanting, I'm like, that's not weird anymore. So I just went into the convenience store to go get some beef jerky.
Some beef jerk it.
I had to go beef jerk it off, if you know what I mean.
I was just waiting for someone to use those gas pumps. Really turns me on.
I really want to know who this person was. Okay, so there's a knock on the door. It's someone from the Shea group. And she's like, hey, we sent you a notice for Carman's probate. And they're like, hey, I didn't get it because we don't own this land, and how would you find us?
Also, I thought he was rebooted.
But it turns out Macy has inherited safe space.
Give me a break.
Ew.
This is so stupid.
Can we not with the safe space? I understand they have a set. They have to use it. But good God, they could have redressed this as something else because just give up on safe space.
I hate this too just because it's nonsense. Like, just to drop this business on someone. Like, yeah.
At what point did Carman write into his will, like, create a will that put Macy in it? It wasn't that long between, like, when he was good and when he died, or when he, like, was on their team, I should say. I guess they kind of rewrote it that he wasn't really the bad guy in the end.
Yeah, but, like, still, he was still searching for them with his ominous YouTube video that went viral, asking, can you find my girlfriend?
Things go viral super easy in this universe. But maybe they don't know what viral means. Maggie is super impressed with, whoa, 50,000 followers.
Yeah, so dumb. It's like, I don't understand if, like, he gave her some funding for this thing too, because, like,
unless he left them some money, I don't know how they afford anything.
Yeah, because, like, Macy doesn't have the money to run this on her own, and apparently there's no managers or anything, because immediately Swan starts coming to her like Macy's
Maggie
just the
was
one
the
that
manager.
runs. Yeah.
Maggie was the manager, and she's just fucked off.
She was some associate manager or something. She wasn't like a top one, but
I think didn't she cheat her way into a top job or something?
Yeah, I don't think it was the top manager, but I think she was helping to run things till she just stopped doing it.
Things were just in shambles. If they didn't have Swan, that place would just be burned to the ground.
Yeah, like what does Swan do? Like, is she just like a middle coordinator? Like, all it seems is like
she just seems like the person on the cruise that's walking around making sure everyone's happy.
Yeah. Like, does she do anything for this little strip mall ever?
She arranges Fiesta Fridays, Margarita Mondays, kombucha.
Gusher endorsements.
She's the official shameless shill.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch! My God. VIP, MVP, all of the acronyms. Okay, so Macy and Mel go to Safe Space, and Swan is telling them about kombucha or something. A bunch of her stupid-ass buzzwords. I could not be bothered to pay attention to what she was saying.
She says, I'm annoying.
Oh my God. Everyone has contempt for me, and I have contempt for you.
Yeah.
I am the mouthpiece for the showrunners because they hate all of these SJW woke safe space buzzwords.
It's the circle of hate.
Shit.
It's the wheel of torture.
She's the one that like makes it the most obvious how the showrunners really feel about the message they were stuck with on this show.
I'm in need of a guilt remover spell.
Well, Mel gets a text from the dean. More on that later, I guess.
Mel says, that stupid Dean!
Suck it, Dean!
Charmed house!
Robot house!
Meanwhile, I think this is in the living room, maybe? I don't know. Some space that doesn't really matter. Jordan meets up with Harry. And he asked for advice on doing up his tie in a Windsor knot for his like law firm thing.
And then Harry's like, yeah, I'll show you. Then he just strangles Jordan, and I guess that's the end of him.
Why, you little? Don't have a cow, Harry.
Remember all the Jordan merchandise? It was everywhere.
He pulled the string and he went, cowabunga, dudes! Eat my shorts!
Whoa, Harry, ay caramba!
He's he's at the law firm and he goes, eat my shorts! I rest my case. Yeah, alright, sure my client seems guilty, but have you ever thought about this? He didn't do it. See, I didn't do it, boy!
Prosecution just stands up, applause.
Please show us more of Jordan doing law stuff, and it's that. This seemed out of nowhere. Harry's plot this episode is that he's cranky because he feels old?
Yeah. They're just like, we need something for him to do.
He seems to have like a chip on his shoulder about this.
It's like a lot of Charmed stories. They come out of nowhere and then they forget them, and then maybe they're like, oh, we'll bring that back up in a few episodes.
All you have to do... The point that he brings up, the reason this is on his mind is that for the first time, the age gap between him and Macy is on his mind, which is something that I think is worth exploring. But all they have to do is really have a scene, not these things with Jordan where he says something and then Harry projects something onto it, like, are you calling me old because I know how to do ties? Like, it doesn't make any sense. All they have to do is just be like, someone says some offhand comment as a joke. And then, like, it kind of clicks with him. He's like, oh, but this really is kind of, like, an issue, right? Like, because he's, like, a white lighter. He's never going to age, but he is older than her, so he's always going to be older than her. But Macy's going to age, and so there's a lot of issues there.
Yeah. Him not aging, I think, would be one of the big issues after a bit too, and like Jordan brings that up jokingly because he's like, yeah, I mean, you're older than her, but soon she'll be physically older than you, LOL. And then
Yeah.
it seems like
Insensitive
Harry,
George or Binks there.
really, Harry seems to be like thinking about that. Oh crap, that's going to be really bad. And he's like, see, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it's all kinds of messed up.
If someone had said that at the beginning of the episode, it would feel less out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he's really sensitive about age things. And everything that he gets sensitive about, it's never anything that has to do with age. It's, he can do ties and he knows ancient texts.
Yeah.
Which, is nothing.
They did, like, I don't know, a sitcom-like sequence here with him, too, later, where he's like, stop saying I'm old. Oh, my back! Oh, my back! It's just like, oh, come on. Like, just wait for the laugh track on that one.
Like, shouldn't this have come up when he actually did, like, age to his age? He was, like, made human, and he was, like, old man Harry for an episode.
Yeah. I thought, like, I didn't know if Harry was supposed to be aging normally, too, because they've done so many weird, messed up things with how he works, and now he's killed his Dark Lighter, which was supposed to be something that couldn't happen. I was like...
Yeah, I thought maybe that had something to do with it. Like, I was like, oh, is this affecting him in some way? He seems, like, off, like, out of character a little bit. And it's like, no, he's just cranky because he feels old.
No. That's really not come up, and I guess that maybe is going to be something if they remember to ever bring it up again, that he killed his son Dark Lighter, but I don't know if they'll bother.
Not even any lip service. Does not seem worried about this.
No. Dude, the Charmed ones even know he did that?
Presumably. I don't know. Who knows?
Stupid James and his dead peach.
That's another one of Macy's boyfriends dead. She just keeps killing him off. Well, Jordan is going with Harry to Norway to check out those prehistoric drawings, and I believe there's some sort of ancient text there as well that they want to read. And this was very strange. Harry is like, are you okay with going with me? Because there's going to be a lot of, like, reindeer poop.
And Jordan says, no, I can't deal.
Like, why is that on the forefront of his mind, that there'll be a lot of reindeer poop?
I think that's supposed to be jokey, like, oh, it's gonna be danger and a lot of reindeer poop.
But it's not a good joke. Like, it's just nonsense.
No. And then he goes, oh, my back!
We don't see a single reindeer.
Well, we don't see anything.
It doesn't come off like a joke the way that it's delivered. It's just a weird non sequitur about reindeer shit that he brings up twice in this conversation.
Mm-hmm. I think that was the intent, not that it was executed well.
Alright, well, it was stupid.
Forget it! I'm not doing it! This episode was badly written!
Well, here's a good scene. The dean complains at Mel for changing the syllabus.
What? Who would have saw this coming?
Well, they do this great turnaround here. Mel is like, all right, technically it's extra credit, so it's a loophole. It's not part of the syllabus. And then she's like, I like your passion. I like that. Now we're good.
Yeah. You tricked me. I like that.
I like that. And the dean is like, this isn't technically part of the syllabus, but this book used to be on the syllabus, and this is pre-approved, so you should put this book in your syllabus. It's not trendy or new. And she slides this book about transgender issues over to her, and it's written by the dean!
Wah, wah, wah. And if you pause and read it, you can see it's some real turf turd shit.
Yeah, oh my god, turf turd! Yeah, we had to pause this because it goes by for just a split second. They don't acknowledge a lot of stuff about this that they should have acknowledged in this episode. They just talk about the fact it's outdated. They do go over a little bit of it, but it really doesn't seem like they...
No, because they're talking about, like, it being a mental disorder if you actually pause and look at what the book says on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, the back of it talks about being transgender as a mental disorder. They do some lip service talking about the fact that they say that most transgender people grow out of it, like it's a phase, stuff like that. But they don't give the proper pushback on it that really should be. Yeah, so I guess the dean's a TERF.
Yeah, they don't acknowledge at all, though, what the book was like. You have to pause it to see that it's about that.
No, they talk about that it uses outdated language and it's not and it wasn't written by a transgender person, stuff like that, which is worth noting. But I just feel like a lot of that stuff, especially just going to the professor and going like, actually, here's what we should do. She's not going to be like, yes, thank you for dismissing this book I wrote. I have changed my entire mind on this. You are correct.
Yeah, which is exactly what happens because everything's easy for the charmed ones.
Yeah, like I thought there was going to be like, it was going to be an asshole dean who was like a TERF. And who was like, no, this book is what's approved. And I think like because I'm a professor of women's studies and all this stuff, and I know this shit.
Yeah.
But she's just like, all right.
Yeah, Mel just goes, hey, have you ever thought of not being like that? And the dean's like, I like that.
Convinced me.
You challenged my whole viewpoint. I like that. It's over.
Wait, really? And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I can recognize that this has gotten weird.
I think that transgender people are suffering from mental disorders. Oh, you said no? Oh, okay. Yeah. I know this was my field of study and I wrote a whole book on it, but you've changed my mind with your very surface level analysis of this situation.
Did you ever consider that no, they're not? Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Just next day, Dean writes a new book. I was wrong.
I was wrong. Mel taught me the way. Thank you, non-transgender person. You've taught me everything I need to know. So the next scene, we see Maggie studying. She is in a tiger-striped blouse that she wears through much of the episode. I thought it was very good. Back to her cat print style. It seemed like in season 2 she kind of gave up on that, but now she's back on the cat print train. Back on the prowl. Meow. She has a few lines with douchey sports guy Antonio. That was the guy that like the professor interrupted to talk to, right?
I believe so.
I was dismissing when you said we were going to have to deal with him, but you were right. And like, I think I did read that like they brought on a new actor as like a student that was one of Maggie's classmates that was going to be a recurring thing. So I guess it must have been him. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're planning with him, but who cares?
It's going to be a dumb love interest probably because it's Maggie.
Yeah. Probably. But it's the year of her. It's the year of Maggie.
Exactly. That's why we need dates. Lots and lots of dates.
I don't know this turnaround with Antonio because he was like kind of a douche, and then in this episode he shows up like he's fucking Ned Flanders or something. He's like hard at work or hardly working. Hey diddly do.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like, hey, did you ever consider not being a jerk? Oakley dokley.
All right.
I like that you challenged the way I think. I changed it.
I like that.
It's over.
Charmed is back on their bullshit, aren't they? Maggie apparently had notifications for Dirt Dash on her phone because all of a sudden, like, bling, 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 huh? What's this?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of crazy car lady copycats.
Mm-hmm. Which are not.
Yeah, like, why would you connect any of these things? All the stories are about people who are, like, hurting their loved ones in some way, like pushing someone off a hiking trail or into traffic. And it's like, why would anyone connect this to the lady mowing down her boyfriend?
It's real clickbait bullshit here. And, you know, they got a bunch of circles and arrows pointing at it. And this is like CarWoman connection.
Maybe if they'd put together the fact that all of them are chanting the same thing at the end, but no one really seems to connect that. They seem to think that people hurting their loved ones is the connection there.
Yeah. Are they getting all that too every time?
I think so, but I could be making that up in my head. I thought they might have showed something, but...
I would just think some of the videos would just be the main action.
Probably. Everyone's always got their phone at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
They were filming by the hiking trail, and they're like, what if that lady pushes her boyfriend off the hiking trail at this point? I better have my phone pointed right at them.
Hey, you know what'd be really funny is if you pushed him right now and we connected it to CarWoman. All right. I like that.
I like that. It's all for going viral.
I'm just really injured. I'm not dead.
I got 50,000 views on this. Ha ha ha. Rolling in the dough.
Whoa, you rule the internet.
On this site that I'm sure doesn't pay anyone for their views. And probably includes a lot of stolen videos.
Yeah.
So in the attic, they're showing the video to Macy, and they seem to think that something's up with all these people because they're all chanting something, so probably in their wheelhouse. Macy goes to the Book of Elders, and she's like, yeah, I saw something about this, and part of the chant means love. But Maggie has one better on her. She found a conspiracy theory on YouTube about alien mind control. And she's like, whoa, this guy's big deal. He's got 50,000 subscribers. Oh, man. Just for comparison, that's less subscribers than I have. And I wouldn't call myself that big a deal.
Oh, I think you could make some good conspiracy videos right now.
I could. Alien mind control. That's how Charms is being made still. They're like, well, we got to find Crazy Car Lady. We got to find CarWoman. She walked away and disappeared. So we're going to go to the gas station in Vancouver. How'd they shell out to go to Vancouver for the show?
Doesn't the YouTuber guy too say like, hey, here's where she is. Let's go find her or something?
Yeah, which is, you could hear some off-screen people that may or may not be related to this, or it may not have been relevant to anything. You choose.
Yeah, that was strange.
It's because they can't have a crowd of people to film with.
Hey, guess what? She's in the woods by where the accident happened.
Yeah! How much did they check? Like, how hard were they looking? She was just in the woods, like, over there.
Yeah. Investigators baffled. She was a few feet away.
She was sitting in one place, chanting. She wasn't even hidden. They couldn't find her.
The show's so stupid.
Terrible.
It's so dumb.
Forget it! I'm not doing it! This episode was badly written!
Well, how about some smart scenes in Norway with Harry and Jordan?
Yeah, Harry and Jordan's bogus journey. It's great.
You know what vibes I was getting from this was the Mummy 3, the stuff where they're in Nepal. In that it felt just as dumb as the Mummy 3 was. We didn't get any like Yetis though in this one.
Yeah.
Mummy 3 was better then.
It's getting excellent vibes.
So they're in Norway. They're looking for some symbols on these snow-covered walls. Once again, Harry is self-conscious about being old, pulls his back out. A laugh track happens. Mm-hmm. They're discussing the age difference and all that, why he's being so uptight this episode. And he says that he's noticing Jordan doing like microaggressions involving being old. Microaggressions like being an expert in ancient languages. Like, is that considered a microaggression that he's like, yeah, you know ancient languages?
Nonsense.
I don't think that applies to microaggressions.
No.
If there was some sort of like anti-elderly dialogue going on here, like, yeah, old man, you don't know what's going on, old man.
Yeah.
You know, maybe something that like, you know, like, oh, let me help you with that because he thinks he's too old to do anything, like, ribbing him or something. But He's just like, he says a fact that is true. You know ancient languages. He's complimenting him. He doesn't even say it in a way that might be worded badly.
Yeah, I could see him getting angry at Jordan for just thinking he's king shit a lot in the scene, because he comes off a bit smarmy a few times.
Yeah, he's a little bit smart. He was better than boring Jordan, because he's been kind of boring this season so far, but he kind of came back to life for this episode.
You know, if this scene had been more Indiana Jones and less nothing, it might have been more fun.
Yeah, I want to see them having a Norway adventure.
Yeah.
Have them be chased by Yetis. Come on.
Yeah, like, have stuff happen. Like, it's just them wandering through some trees and then by a rock face, and that's about it.
Yeah, they find a rock. Harry pulls his back out, and then they discuss relationship issues and age and stuff like that, which is fine to insert that into scenes where other plot stuff's happening, because you don't want to always just be standing around. But they are just standing around. They're just in Norway.
Yeah.
Or whatever the stand-in for Norway is that they're filming in. You know, like,
yeah, they're just by a mountainside talking.
Yeah, it's just redressing the same scene we've seen over and over and over again.
It's like slightly more interesting. It's just like, but have stuff happen. Like, holy shit, this show's so bad at having anything happen.
Yeah. And that's where Jordan makes the crack about Macy being older than Harry soon, and then he'll have to wheel her around. LOL.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan's plot this episode, he's feeling self-conscious about the snobs at law school. He's not really a Windsor tie kind of guy. There's lots of white people around. He's feeling a little bit out of place.
Harry goes, did you ever consider being yourself? He's like, oh, I like that.
I like that. Here was some kind of weird wording. So Harry finds what they're looking for, whatever stuff, and accidentally sets off some booby traps. And then he goes, ancient dots.
Yeah.
Why would you call them ancient darts? Like,
it's like, I don't know if we can describe this as boring as it was executed too, because it's like, oh, that sounds fun, you know, them running from ancient dart trap and stuff. Like, it's not. It's just,
it's a reason for them to leave.
Yeah, it's a rock well. You see some arrows shoot out. Harry lunges at Jordan and they teleport out. The end.
Yeah. Before they teleport out, no luck Harry gets shot by one of the arrows.
Yeah.
Note that happened. The second week in a row, he's been injured.
Why
the hell did you do that?
So Macy and Maggie are at the gas station crime scene. There's still crime tape up for some reason, police tape. Mel's not there because she had to go to a school meeting.
Is that all they did? They put the crime tape up and said, case closed.
They went, we can't find her. We don't know where to look for her. She disappeared into the woods, like, right over there.
There's
we
like
can't.
Footprints leading from the crime scene.
Right?
Like,
and then a note that says, like, I'm in the woods. Come find me.
Well, this could have been from anyone, and this could be anyone's footprints. I don't know. I don't think this is worth following up on.
It's like that old SNL sketch about Twin Peaks where, like, the killer keeps leaving notes for him, but, like, Dale just keeps going, like, I don't know who did... I did this! Come get me!
It was me! I did it!
I don't know.
Harry's gotta be more complicated than that.
This is, of course, another scene for people to walk around investigating while complaining about their issues. It's the same damn scene we've seen a million times. Mm-hmm. Macy is complaining about being in charge of safe space. She's like, I don't want to be in charge of this place. This is stupid.
It's a new thing to complain about. Woo!
Yeah, it's complaining and not a lot of doing. Here's what they do. Whenever a new thing comes up, they'll go like, how will I handle blank? And then they go like, have you ever tried this? And they're like, yes, I will. And then during the indie music / piano music wrap up, they will go like, I think we will try this. And they will go, yes. And then we don't see that because the next episode they're going to complain about something else. Mm-hmm. So off screen, presumably, whatever the hell they're talking about is going on.
Yeah, I love let's easily solve all our problems wrap up.
I like that. Maggie picks up a vision at the gas station and she's like, hey, CarWoman's just in the woods, like right over there. Let's go.
Wow, Maggie, how'd we do it without you?
Whoa.
See how they run.
Meanwhile, we get a scene of Mel at the school. She is looking over the dean's book, seeing that it's way too old. Kevin comes in for his obligatory scene, and he's like, hey, thanks for getting that other book on the syllabus. My roommate apologized. We're gonna do it together. This is kind of basic, but we're moving on up. Yeah. And I wrote, good scene, Kevin.
Yeah.
Please do something with Kevin. Don't make this his entire identity. Like, it's good to talk about this, but if he's just going to be like, I am trans, bye, like, we don't need that.
I'll be surprised if the show does much more with him than that.
That's so fucking sad, because, wouldn't it be great if he was a character that did things, and he happened to be a trans actor? Like, give trans actors things to do. They should give everyone things to do, but especially trans or gay people. Don't make that their entire identity.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll, like, the only way I could see them doing more with him is if, like, secretly he has something to do with magic or something, and we find that out later, because I don't know how else they would tie him into many stories. I mean, they can do that, but...
They need to give him a reason to interact with them other than thanking Mel, his professor, for just random token, I got this on the syllabus stuff. Like... Yeah. Make him be, like, friends with Maggie, or I don't really want another romantic interest, but if they did, that would be a reason to be involved with things. Like, give him some relationship to them other than, like, a professor and a student should be distanced. Unless there's some, like, maybe he is, like, involved with some magic thing and needs to talk to Mel about it and gets involved that way, but there needs to be something more or less tenuous connecting him to them.
I love this was another off-screen, it was super easy thing too. It's just like, my roommate was a jerk, and then I said, maybe you shouldn't be. He's like, oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I said, you're being transphobic, and he went, you know what, you're right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna change, thank you.
Whatever. Please, do something with Kevin, guys. We're rooting for him. Just do something.
We've tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas.
All right, so we got Maggie and Macy in the woods. Maggie is mad because she can't figure out a topic for her research internship, so she gets to complain about her issue. Like, now we've switched to my thing. What will I do? I will do blank. In the end, I've decided to do blank.
Yay.
Macy keeps getting texts from Swan, or maybe there's other people involved, but it seems to just be Swan. She's getting texts about Safe Space, and she's like, oh, we need more ice for Margarita Monday. Skinny Margs.
So there was no other manager set up? Like, was Maggie really it? Like, I don't understand. Like, Macy seems to have inherited everyone who worked there somehow. Yet no one was doing anything.
I mean, they could have had someone, like, as an interim manager until it was stated who owned the company.
Yeah, well, Carman wasn't managing it.
He did own it.
He owned it, but he wasn't managing it himself. He was like the head of a big company.
I guess it seems to be Swan at this point that's organizing things, so maybe she was in charge while they were deciding who
seems to be able to get nothing done on her own, because she's like, oh yeah, all these things are piling up, and I was like, who owns the place? Ah!
Yeah, why was she like, I'm gonna text the owner that we need more ice for Margarita Monday. Just, like, get some ice, or, like, get someone to be a gopher for you. Like, you could do lots of different things, like, but apparently they have no other employees.
Yeah, like, is this something she would have texted CarWoman about? Like, I don't think so.
Like, he's in the middle of, like, waking his sister up with the drug that was the black amber or whatever it was, and then like, I got a text about it's Margarita Monday. What am I gonna do, guys?
Yeah, sorry, one of my small businesses I own, which is like this mini mall / self-help place, I don't know, they need ice. I'm gonna have to put, the project with the new medical equipment on hold.
Why are they acting like they never did anything worth a damn up until now? Because, like, the show was really stupid about it, but Carman did talk about, like, self-sufficient farming and stuff. He wanted to do something in the basement that they were scared about, and, like, there was the medical equipment that they were working on. They were actually doing things, even if it was for, at least with Aunt Viv, for nefarious purposes.
Right.
So it wasn't like they were just having these, like, buzzwordy, nonsense, stupid things, although they did talk about that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot more to the company. So it's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
All right, well, they find the CarWoman in the woods. They hear men with dogs looking for her, and they're like, what if it's the guys with the alien invasion or something? They might be going after her. We don't know who these people are. We don't see them. It's just off-screen noises.
Maybe
but they decide
the police woke up. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be police dogs. But apparently they think that the situation is dire enough that they're going to take her to the bunker. So they portal out of there with her. So all three of them are in the bunker now. But now Macy has to leave because of safe space stuff. We can only have two at a time.
Yeah.
Guess what happens? Mel complains about life issues. She's like, man, this Dean's book is too old and outdated. Maggie's like, yeah, this is harmful. And Mel's like, yeah, but it's also expensive. Students can't afford this.
That's the big issue. It's expensive.
Yeah, right, Mel. Why?
Turf turd book's expensive. It's an issue here.
And that doesn't even... Okay, college books are stupidly expensive, but if it's that fucking old, you can get it on eBay for pretty cheap. Mm-hmm. That's how I got through my college. I just, like, ordered all my books online, and if they're, like, 1 or 2 years old, they're outdated and cheap because they release new editions every year as part of that scam to get everyone to, like, order the new book for that year. So, really, it shouldn't have been that expensive. This is not real life.
Mm-hmm.
For no reason whatsoever, Maggie's study mix starts playing on her phone. Was there a reason this started?
Because Maggie's dumb.
She's like, oh, it's my study mix. One of those self-starting music players you have on your phone.
Yeah.
Time it to start up your study mix.
It's study time. Music activate.
Yeah, it's too difficult for her to just open up Spotify and press play when she's ready to study.
This is when the dumbest sequence happens of an interpretive dance battle.
Yeah.
Interpretive dance battle.
CarWoman starts dancing to the music. Maggie gets up and she starts mimicking her. So they're, like, connecting magically?
Well, CarWoman's mimicking what Maggie's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess I'm using too many of the same adverbs here, but... or pronouns or whatever. I just mean, like, CarWoman starts imitating Maggie. So they're, like, connecting magically for reasons they don't explain. They're just dancing?
I don't know. She goes, like, music sometimes has effect on comatose people. Like, that does not explain this.
Yeah, but she says they're connecting magically. That doesn't really explain why they're connecting magically.
No, it doesn't at all. And that's when they start dancing around. And then Mel just stands there with her jaw to the floor.
At Safe Space, Swan is talking to Macy about some bullshit.
Macy goes, I don't care.
Yeah, basically. Swan calls something bro-offensive. And then Macy's like saying what we're saying. She's like, none of this fucking matters. I got other bullshit to deal with than this. This is stupid. And then they try to turn this into a meaningful scene. Swan's like, it matters to me. We're doing something important here. If you're not gonna carpe diem, give it to someone else who will.
And Macy goes, well, she's fired and I'm selling this place. We're doing something meaningful in this stupid little mini mall. No, you're not. People come to the gym and then they come and get drinks afterwards. It's meaningful. We used to have a magic shop, but someone doesn't come by and open it anymore.
We have Gushers Friday. We made up a new day of the week for it.
It's my favorite day in Smirch.
It makes up for that lousy Smarch weather. I feel so bad for the lady who plays Swan. Because this is, I think, the only time they gave her a scene that wasn't just saying a stupid buzzword or shilling a product, even though she certainly does that in this episode. But they gave her a scene to try and act like a normal fucking human being, and it's this?
Yeah, I'd say the other episode she did the most is when she got possessed. But yeah, this is the first time her actual character was doing something, quote, serious.
Yeah. This sucks. Maggie and CarWoman are dancing still. The scene happens and we come back. They are still dancing, and they dance until CarWoman comes back. They save the day through dance.
Yeah. Maggie gets her engine revving.
Holy shit.
She finally turned over.
Dance is the real oil. Is that anything?
Sure. She gave her Castrol GTX with a free WWF poster.
Well, bringing her back made Robin Hood David Spade really mad. He did look like David Spade, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Joe Dirt, the Demon.
Joe Demon.
Yeah. I really liked how complex and interesting this guy was.
He's the villain we're going to be talking about for years. Yeah. Be like, damn, it never got better than that guy.
It really gave him some interesting dialogue and really made you invested in this. By which I mean he said, like, I don't know, 5 words.
I like that they got back to an episodic format for it with the overarching story, which is good.
But they forgot to make it interesting?
Yeah, you could do... See, the whole deal is that he's like this prehistoric demon.
Prehistoric demon.
Prehistoric demon. He's older than Dirt.
Yeah.
To call back to the Dirt Dash. He's older than Dirt Dash. And
he's older than the Koopas.
Yeah, he's older than the Koopas. But he's like a narcissist. He's like he feeds on devotion.
He's like Lex Luger.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He's Narcissus.
He feeds on people's devotion to him, and you could do a really funny story with that, like love story that everyone wants to serve this one guy. He could be some douchey guy at the school, and like everyone wants to be like serving him, including like the teachers and like Maggie and Kevin. Get Kevin involved with it, you know, like you, and then like they got to deal with this story. Like you can still do all of these storylines, but not be boring about it.
Allison, you're like pitching a story for a better show.
You don't even have to have a crowd to do it. I understand, like, with, like, you know, you have a restriction on using a bunch of people in class. We see enough people that you could use that many and tell that same story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw a fair amount of them in that last episode.
Yeah. So, anyway, he's mad at the bunker. CarWoman tells them her story, and that Robin Demon told her to prove her love to him.
By running him over. Old Jason got it again. He's okay, folks.
I saw his parachute. He's okay.
Like at one point they look at a picture of him like on a hospital bed, like, but he's giving peace. It's like, oh yeah, he's doing great. Flatline, whatever.
I love they were trying to kind of like lessen the seriousness of it by doing a photo like that. Like, let's make it a little less traumatizing for her, shall we? But she is super traumatized, but looking at this photo of him like, peace.
Yeah. When they start talking to her about magic and stuff, she's like, I ran over Jason. Is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. Anyway, about this demon who is enchanting you.
Jason Schmason. Jordan is patching up Harry. Very romantic scene between the two of them.
And Jordan's like, I think I need to take my pants off for this to get the full effect.
And then he gingerly touches Harry's chin. And like, oh no, we can't.
Can you tie my pants?
And then Maggie's like, you're trying to get... Or not Maggie, Macy. Like, you're trying to get with my boyfriend!
No, she'd be like, you're trying to get with my boyfriend.
Hey. I don't like that. Harry, how can we get... Harry, how can our relationship work if you're having intimate scenes with George R. Banks?
I don't know, Macy. Maybe it's because I can touch him and we can't touch because that's what happened with the tree. Remember?
Wait, why the hell could they touch each other? Jordan couldn't touch Maggie's and Harry can't touch them.
I was
so
confused about that. I thought,
why can't they touch each other?
I thought he wasn't a part of it, but then you said he was. And
Maggie's a fucking liar. I bet he could touch anyone, but Maggie's like, I can't do it. Sorry.
If Harry can touch
Can't
him,
be with him.
then yeah, apparently she's just blowing him off because she needs to get her new boyfriend at the college.
Oh my god, Maggie, you monster. Jordan did nothing wrong this season.
Unless he still has his girlfriend. The jury's out on that.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Maybe by the series finale, we'll get an update on the George R. Binks girlfriend situation.
They'll be like, yeah, series finale. By the way, Maggie, I broke up with my girlfriend.
Yeah, kiss, silhouette, heart wipe, the end. Harry is like, maybe I'm too old to help the charmed ones. And Jordan's like, I don't know, that healing thing's kind of helpful.
Also, you have knowledge, and knowledge is good. Oh yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way. I like that.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, we all like that.
Jordan also compliments his mean chocolate souffle. You have a mean chocolate souffle. And he says, and this is the title of the episode too, he goes, you do you, hair.
I thought the title was chocolate souffle.
Chocolate souffle, you do you, hair. Yeah, so this apparently inspires Harry. Like, he's like, oh, I guess I'm not a piece of shit. Thanks for the pep talk. That's Jordan's thing. He tells people, hey, you do you. And they're like, yeah, all right. Harry goes to see the girls wearing his, like, the Dead Zone coat, like, with the black and the, like, collar popped up, like he's about ready to, like, the Angel of Death or something. He recognizes the demon name, which is they got from CarWoman, which is Omen. He's like, that's something that predates civilization.
They said more like, oh man.
Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh man. Oh man.
The oh man. So yeah, they explain everything that we went over here. They're like, all right, so how do you get rid of him? We have to treat him like a narcissist. And they go over some things about how you treat narcissists, which I don't know if this is going into the, I guess not social issues of the show, but they do seem to be throwing around some things like, haha, here's how you deal with a narcissist.
I'm gonna really learn stuff from this show.
You go like, hey, don't be narcissistic. And they go, I like that.
Yeah, right. You should care about other people too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But Mel remembers the story of Narcissus, which involves like a yew tree. And she's like, okay, so we use this to make up a potion. And once we brew it up, we can get him to like touch his reflection and then that'll suck him up. The lighting in this scene makes Macy look like an emoji.
Yeah.
She looks so fucking yellow.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And just her face too, because she's like a turtleneck on. So it's just this big yellow face.
That's what the show likes to do. It's like we either make the color temperature way too warm or way too cold.
Yeah, it's the bunker. They do a lot of that, I guess, because it's supposed to be kind of candlelight or something. I don't know why they don't have normal electricity in there, but
who knows?
Then they would know on the building. They're like, where's this electricity going to? This secret magic room?
Yeah, well, Macy owns it now.
Yeah, all right. Well, I guess you can install some proper lights in
She
there.
can put some lights.
I'm begging for this show to look more sterile, actually. Not more sterile. I guess not more sterile, more artificial, I should say. Because I feel like doing all of this, like, really dark lighting, like, they're trying to make it look more natural by having this, like, candlelight and these, like, kind of blue stuff. And I feel like it Just have it really bright, like a sitcom almost. Just let us see things that are happening. It doesn't have to look like actual lighting in a room.
Yeah,
Besides, like, color tinting, I guess that's,
Well, I mean, I'd like some more neutral color tones sometimes too. That'd be fine. Just have some scenes lit that way, and then you can balance it when you want to have a scene like that that's more moody. Then it would be more effective than every scene looking that way, because then it does nothing.
Yeah. I would just like things to be more brightly lit until they need to be moody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm tired of all these scenes, like, even in the classroom looking all dark and moody, because that's, I guess, what lighting in a classroom would look like. And it's like, you should light it like a set. Light it like a set. We don't want this.
There's classrooms in the college have giant windows in them, too. So it's even more ridiculous.
Yeah. It looks real bad. CarWoman and Maggie are in safe space in the cafe area. CarWoman's looking at the picture of Beanie Jason doing the peace sign in the hospital. Oman is here. Oman is here. And he chases them, and so Maggie is like, let's go to the roof, go up. Commits the ultimate slasher movie mistake.
It's the year of Maggie.
She texts Macy on the way, and so Harry orbs up there and takes CarWoman away, and he tells Macy the inspirational words of Jordan, "You do you." Oman.
Everyone has to think of Jordan's inspirational speeches.
Yeah, he's just the inspire guy now.
It'll be sometime later where Macy's looking for first aid, and she'll remember him like, "Did you take my first aid?"
I'm almost expecting
Wow.
I'm expecting him to show up dressed as like Will Smith in The Legend of Bagger Vance or something, like, I'm the inspirational guy. I'm gonna speak in some quotables for you, and you can think about it later.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Jordan. Oman casts his spell on Macy, so she is under his spell, and blasts her sisters away. Is kind of using like a Cyclops force beam of sorts on them. Mm-hmm. To try and like push them off the roof.
Yeah, they're lucky that that's all that's going on.
What, that she didn't use a different spell?
Yeah, that the beam isn't like doing anything to them besides pushing them slightly, and they're just like, Macy, stop.
I guess they must be using their powers to fight it, right?
It doesn't look like it. It just looks like they're getting blasted in the face by this beam.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they're just too dumb to try anything. Maybe if they just step to the side out of the beam's way, they'd be like, oh, we're fine.
Yeah.
So Macy has like a sequence in a black void fighting her way back. Like, I'm Macy. Remember, no matter what, look at this note and it says, you are Macy Simpson.
Yeah. Say your name, Macy! Say it!
Say my name, when no one is around you. Kill your sisters on the roof.
Would anyone care?
Just like your mom at the window. No.
Like,
Well, I would care in that it would mean the show's over, and that'd be pretty good, actually.
Well, what if, like, she just threw them off the roof, and then, like, Macy and Harry woke up and they were interesting again.
They woke up like the Newhart show, like, huh?
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, I had a dream we got really boring. Let's not do that.
And then they walk out into the Halliwell Manor with the original sisters, like, hey, what's up? It was this show all along.
Halliwell sisters with the book in the garbage.
Are you using that? Now we're done with it. All right, can we borrow it? Yeah, sure, whatever.
We're going to teach a new generation, but then we're like, nah.
All right, Phelan. She remembered she's Macy. So she stops pushing her sisters off the roof. She dropped the potion with the used stuff earlier in the scene, so Mel is like, throw me the puddle. So she uses her psychic powers to toss the puddle her way. Yeah. And Amon sees the puddle and sees his reflection. He touches it and gets sucked in. And there's like goo left behind in a symbol, which is the same symbol that they found by the Chupa Alma.
Yeah. So like this is really ominous now. All these things are super easy to beat.
Yeah, they're super easy to beat, and all we know is they're old. Like, that's the only connecting thread. We haven't found, like, anything... There's nothing really threatening or interesting about it, because if they hadn't said they were old, there would be nothing different about any other monster they've faced.
No, like, and they're not... Nothing has been interesting about either one of them. Like, this guy muttered a few things, and then he got sucked into a puddle and I guess mopped up, and then that killed him. Like, oh, death by mop.
I love that when you're like, they cut to the next scene and they're just wrapping up. You're like, did they just mop him up or what? It's like the end of The Incredible Melting Man. Just sweep him up and put him in a garbage can.
It's just so hard to comprehend that they tried to make this thing like, oh yeah, it's older than time. Oh, whoa, this thing's so impressive. He looks at a puddle and gets sucked in, you mop him up, and then that's the job done. Like, you can't act like this thing's been so good and ancient. Like, oh, it's the easiest thing ever to kill, though.
Yeah. Why was no one able to kill him before? Unless he was brought back from the dead, maybe? I don't know if these things are all being brought back, and that's why it's a big deal.
They sucked way back then, and guess what? They still suck.
Yeah, they're just, like, super primitive and easy to kill. Like, you just blow on them, and they fall over.
It's history's easiest monsters to kill. Oh, no.
All right. They got sad piano music, and they go, "We're sisters. We just remembered." Cool.
All right, let's stay far away from each other still, thanks.
But we still have to social distance, but we'll give the lip service because people were kind of mad about last season. We're still going to only have like 2 people per scene, but, you know, we're going to kind of say something about it occasionally, that we're sisters. Maggie dances. Jordan takes his tie off. Swan eats some cinnamon toast crunch.
She also eats some crow when Macy comes and fires her.
Yeah, it was really great. And she's like, crying into her cinnamon toast crunch.
Salty! And then Macy's like, looks like you're the gusher now.
And then she kicks her in the butt and she flies across the room.
And explodes her head and it's like, gushers on sale now.
Her head turns into a giant piece of fruit and then hits a wall and explodes. And then they go, eat gushers!
What a dumb show.
And then Macy goes like, you want some stride kryptonite free?
Can we get Pete Moss in here?
Yeah, Remy Zero!
He's saying that to Maggie dancing at the end. Yeah, Remy Zero.
We get another scene with Mel and Dean Turf. She's like, hey, your book's outdated. My book's better. And she's like, very well, you're fired. She does actually say very well and then gives it very well. I like that.
Yeah. You just see Mel strutting out of there. It's like expecting some turnaround here. Like the dean was going to come out and say, like, clean out your desk or something. But no, just Mel, like, smugs out of there. Did it.
I can't wait for the scene next week where Kevin goes like, hey, heard what happened between you and the dean. I'm really like glad that you... yeah, I like that. I'm really... Thanks. I just wanted to say thanks, actually, for being my savior and all that. Trans issues. Bye. I love this story centered around Mel saving the day for the trans guy. No, he saved himself, right? Because he was like, oh, I'm going to talk to my roommate. And off screen, I went like, hey, don't do that. And he went like, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. This episode should just be called I Like That.
I like that. Ironically, no one did.
No.
The important update, Maggie finds her research topic, treatment of adults suffering from trauma. And she writes it like an episode of Sex and the City.
Yeah. Much like the Phoebe one before her.
Then I found that the real trauma was the friends we met along the way.
So we see Phoebe reading her article, and she's like, I like that.
I like that.
I see me in her, and I like me. And then Phoebe gets sucked into a puddle, and they mop her up.
I'll be back!
When's...
And in greater numbers!
Can Maggie get sucked into a puddle, too? I mean, she's basically the same.
Puddle of Maggie was like the worst band. She goes like, different people deal with trauma differently.
Because they're different.
In a different way.
People are different.
On a different topic. Different. And she smiled, knowing that she's not going to get this internship at all.
Sure.
It's pretty weak.
People are strange when you're a stranger.
I feel like there's some plagiarism here, Maggie. And then we get more dancing. People listening, can you please pipe in other songs to Maggie dancing and make this a meme? Like, if you could maybe like send that my way on Twitter, just take the scene and then add some other stupid music to it with Maggie dancing triumphantly to it. I'd appreciate it.
That's gonna get blocked.
Do they do that on Twitter now?
Depends, I think.
Okay. Well, don't get it blocked, guys.
Put crappy enough music that it won't get blocked.
Yeah. Put the Dunkachino music to it, please.
What's my name? Dunkachino. It's a whole new game. Dunkachino.
And then we get a Harry and Macy boring wrap-up scene, and that's the end of the episode.
They really turned it around. I was wrong about the proper season 3. 10 out of 10.
Look, it was better than season 2. I can't say it's improved much from the first episode. There were some unintentionally funny things in it, so I liked that. I like that. But we've been saying the same thing over and over again. Like, they're not doing anything. They say a lot of stuff, but they don't do anything.
No.
And it still looks really, really bad.
Yeah. Like, the one thing you said, like, I liked that it was sort of about a one-off new thing, like a new evil demon, but it was too easily dealt with and nothing happened. Like, they didn't make him interesting in the slightest. Like,
the only thing that we saw him do on screen, two things. We saw him hypnotize the lady into running over her boyfriend, and then we saw him hypnotize Macy for the ending. He didn't really actually do a lot. A lot of it was just them talking about their boring life issues and then stuff that they saw on an app.
Yeah. And
then they go get a puddle and he tosses himself into it.
Yeah, and like, he is boring. He doesn't say anything.
Yeah. And when he says some stuff, he goes like, Julie.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean literally he said nothing, but he doesn't say anything of worth.
Yeah, he isn't very interesting. And, like, he was just a normal dude whose eyes glowed red.
Mm-hmm.
But granted, you know, you either got to CGI it at this point, or I don't imagine they want to do a lot of prosthetics at the moment, but it seemed like they didn't really do a lot of that to begin with. But I'd rather they made a demon that looked more interesting than that. Yeah. And if they are going to make him look like a normal dude, plant him into human society, have him affecting people like he's just a dude at the college. Like,
yeah, like you said, that would have been really interesting. You know, kind of started off comedic, then it gets serious.
Yeah. Like, it seems like someone just has a crush on the teacher. Granted, they've done Evil Professor before, but in this scenario, he's a teacher, and someone has a crush on him, and then all of a sudden it turns deadly.
Yeah, like, you keep it escalating. Like, it kind of seems amusing for you. Like, why are all these people so in love with this guy?
Yeah. That could have been something, but they didn't. Phelan, who's your Margoyle?
I forgot to think of it.
You didn't come up with a Margoyle?
Just a sec. It won't take long.
Finding an idiot, a standout loser?
Yeah. Oh, man. Though, like, everyone's an idiot, though, man.
She's like, it's pick your poison. Who's the loser?
It's like it's between Mel and the stupid Dean. Look, I'm gonna go with the Dean for writing that book, but then just being such an idiot that she just goes, okay. Dean, you heard a stupid turd book. And then Mel convinced you by going, hey, maybe we shouldn't be like that. Okay.
It was almost double Margoyle, because I was thinking about Dean Turf, actually. Because I'm like, that's a pretty big loser. But once it got brought up, I switched over my Margoyle. I gotta go with whoever was filming the car accident at the beginning. Because, like, who was it? Why did they just upload it to this app and just, like, go off to, like, eat some munchies at the convenience store? Like... I just want to know more. It just seemed like a big loser.
Yeah, that's very true.
They didn't help in this situation at all.
No. But I mean, I don't think anyone could be helped because no one wanted to investigate in the slightest.
No one really cared about CarWoman. No one cares about the plight of CarWoman.
It was an episode full of stupid. Like, everyone was so dumb.
Yeah, it was.
And, easily, bent.
Yeah, it was a very makes it easy episode. Like, they're touching on these issues, but they're not actually touching on them. They just go like, have you ever thought about not being an asshole? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Rather than actually, like, integrating it into the story. They did a better job of that in the pilot of the show.
Yeah.
You know, because there was, like, layers to the story rather than just, like, misogynist professor sex scandal, and then they go like, hey, how about you don't do that? All right.
By the way, what was with the remix of Maggie's professor, I guess, saying like your papers do or something during her dance routine?
I don't know.
Like, your papers do. Your papers do. Your papers do. Your papers do.
It was very like 80s or 90s montage, except they took all of the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Describing it, it sounds very funny, but it's still shot like this show is shot.
Yeah.
The song wasn't particularly good.
They didn't change their style suddenly.
Yeah, it didn't have any of the funness of it. Mm-hmm. I guess it was interesting to see Sara Jeffery dancing, because she can dance. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know, this show, it's lighter than it was, but it really needs to do something and find something fun. Mm-hmm. And be good, I think. Have you tried being good?
Yeah. Like, they need to do something actually redeemable with Maggie, too, before I'm just like, oh, cool, she's dancing, what a great character.
They could have led into that a little better, too. You know, like, I guess intercutting between her trying to find that topic and dancing was supposed to indicate that this was how she was dealing with it, but...
Her papers do.
Yeah.
Her papers do.
Weird science.
She blinded me with her vagina.
Vagina! On that note... I think we should wrap this up, Phelan.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, we'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, or reviewed on whatever platform you're enjoying it on. You can find us in audio form at anchor.fm under Charmed Hard with a Vengeance or Charmed Rewind, on YouTube under Movie Nights the Series or Phelan. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/movie nights or patreon.com/Phelan. Thanks to Peter Hunter for editing the podcast for us. You can find him on Twitter at PretorHunter. What hashtags, Phelan?
Hashtag Harry and Jordan's bogus journey.
Hashtag Zack Snyder's CarWoman.
Hashtag I like that.
And that's it. We'll see you Charmanders next time. Bye!